and happy Sunday to all of you. Oh my gosh, we just completed a full week of author spotlights for the Cinderella Monologues. Phew! A full week, 7 days, nonstop. I so appreciate you for joining us on this journey as we get to know our fellow co authors and hopefully even enjoy just a little bit of who they are and what makes them so unique and how we really have banded together in this beautiful miraculous journey of sharing stories and compiling them into the Cinderella Monologues, soon to be released for October 22nd, 2022. So our theme of the day, as you can tell, we like to tie in some theme for each author relating to the Cinderella Monologues. And let's think about, this ending, the happily ever after, right? So most fairy tales end with, and they all lived happily ever after. What does that even mean? So please put in the chat what your thoughts are around this. We'd love to hear if you've achieved a happily ever after or if it's an ongoing journey for you, whatever that may be. Sometimes, these are just questions that we'd like to pose to help you start thinking on them and to really start maybe questioning, right? Because sometimes we have these altruisms placed upon us and we take them for granted perhaps. And so now it's the time to really start questioning them and seeing how they might be relevant or appropriate for our story, etc. So without further ado, I'm so pleased to announce to you our next author spotlight for today, and that's Tammy Rader. And she's coming to us all the way from Alberta, Canada. And she's known as the Cancer Mentor. Now, doesn't that sound intriguing to you? Like, who is and what is a Cancer Mentor? So we're going to hear about her story in just a few minutes. And her chapter titled for the Cinderella Monologues is called Death is Not an Option. So stay tuned as we bring Tammy up. Welcome, Tammy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm so excited to be here with you too. And you are someone that I've just recently come to know through the Cinderella Monologues. And, I'm so pleased to have this time to sit down with you for a one-on-one conversation. And, have you known Mila Johansson for very long? How did you find out about this project?
I actually met Mila through the Week of Kindness and Gratitude in June is when it was this past year. And she's so heartfelt. She's so calm and um, she's so giving with her time and everything that she knows about the writing a book and doing things and talking to people. And she reached out to me also after hearing my story and said about this collaboration, and I'm very, very excited, very honored to be part of it. So yeah.
Awesome. We had just interviewed Deborah J. Hollick early this week, and she also was part of Week of Kindness. So there's a lot of kindness going around. And I think she mentioned that conference is coming up again in November.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I'll have to check out this event. It seems like everybody's coming together from this event, so I'm missing out.
There's a lot of people from all different walks and different things in life that have happened to them. There's spirituality, there's business, there's monetary, there's all different sorts of things and different people that you can really get to know and talk to and learn from, and it's very cool.
Fantastic. Well, let's switch gears a little bit and dive right into your chapter. So I'm wondering if this has anything to do with your cancer experience, but your chapter title in the Cinderella Monologues is called Death is Not an Option. Wow, what a powerful, hits you in the face statement. So talk to us a little bit about where that title came from.
Well, for me, death was not an option. I was diagnosed just 39 days apart with breast and rectal cancer in 2021. And through my stubbornness, I guess you would say, my mom has always said that they broke the mold when they made me. And that I didn't, I have too many things to live for. I want to see my son grow up. I want to see my son have children of his own and be there for his grandchildren. And it gets me choked up still. So for me, I fought. I needed to fight. I wanted to fight my resilience and my perseverance to get through everything that I went through. 56 radiations and 9 rounds of chemo in less than 10 months.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, wow. I hardly recognized you because on your website, I mean, there's a picture of you with no hair, and I was like, I had to do a double take, like, whoa, because see you now, I would not have been able to put the two and two together.
Yes. Yes. I lost all my hair. Actually, we did I was given permission between the two treatments. So we had to do the rectal first and then the breast. And I received permission to fly home to see my family because they live almost 3,000 miles away from me. And we shaved my head together. My family, my son, I put my hair in a ponytail of what hair I had left, and he cut it off. And then we all took turns shaving my head. My mom, my son, and dad, and my best friend and her daughter were all here, and oh, it was very empowering. It was very inspirational. It was a beautiful time, a beautiful moment, and I'll never forget it. So. Mm.
How old is your son? You're thinking about, being here for when he marries and has grandchildren of his own.
Yes, he just turned 25 this year, 2022. Yes.
So yes, so both you and him have a long way to go.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Wonderful. I love that. What a beautiful memory that was that they could share in that experience with you and just be in a place of comfort and empathy.
It was I just I get so choked up when I think about it because it's something that I took control of. I write in my chapter that cancer takes so much from you, and it's there's some very serious moments and some very scary moments, and it just for me to fight back and say, you're not taking this from me, like I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for me, and I'm going to take control. It just, oh, sorry. it's, yeah, it's very empowering. It's very liberating. It was a beautiful time.
Thank you, Tammy, for just opening up to us so much and admitting, I'm going to do this for me. So I wonder, was that sort of your thought going into Cinderella Monologues? I'm going to do this for me too, writing. And so how
Yeah,
does the inspiration came to you, and how do you find parallelisms between your story and Cinderella's?
absolutely. 100%. It was, I guess for me, it would be more like Cinderella had to do what she had to do. She was thrown different ways, or she was, sort of, I don't want to say beat up, but you know what I mean? Like she had a really hard time, and I feel I'm sort of the same way with no matter what was thrown at me, no matter what was thrown at Cinderella, we did what we had to do to survive, to get out, to try and find our happy endings. And even though my ending isn't quite I'm not quite at my ending yet. I still have a few hurdles to jump through with different things going on still, but I'm happy, and I'm in the middle of living my happy ever after.
Wonderful, Tammy. And what compelled you to write this story?
Oh, to let others know that to let other cancer survivors or the sorry, to let others with cancer know that no matter what you get hit with, or what you've just been hit with this most traumatic news, that with some tools and with gratitude, with mindset change, you can absolutely get through this too. Will it be worth it, or will it be hard? Absolutely. um, will the fight be worth it? 1,100,000%. It is. um, I if I can share something with you here, I just lost my dad this past week, and my fight got me to be able to come home 3 different times this year and spend time with him, quality time, talk to him, have different conversations with him, and for me, that was worth my fight to be able to spend that time. And now I'm here for my mom, and if I didn't fight her, if I would have given up once I heard those 3 devastating little words, where would I be? Right?
Oh, Tammy, wow, my heart reaches out to you because I know what it is that you're going through
Mm,
from a fresh grief wound. But again, how amazing that you fought to have this moment that you could be there for family just for another day, another year, another decade,
yes,
and more,
absolutely.
and more.
And more.
um, and congratulations because you are a first-time author. How does
Yes,
it feel?
it's very exciting. I'm very excited for all of this. Yes.
Excellent. And when you think about happily ever after, which is sort of our theme today, right? So how do you envision that? I know you said that, you haven't quite gotten there yet, right, to be completely declared cancer free, but how do you envision that happily ever after? And what is your take on that?
Um, what is a happily ever after? It's different for every single one of us. Some of us still have hurdles to jump through, like I said. Some of us get those. You're cancer free, and they live the rest of their life, happy, healthy, vibrant, and that's what I'm striving for. And sometimes, I guess, in different people's minds, even though death wasn't an option for me, I do have to say that sometimes with getting a diagnosis, that may be the outcome. But do you really die? Is there life after death? Is there, I think of my dad, and he's fishing on the other side, and he's, having fun, and he's playing cards like he used to do here, and yeah, that's what I think. That's what I feel. To everyone, it's all different.
I love that. I love that imagery of your father still fishing and doing his favorite things. Oh, wonderful. So, in this collaboration, what surprised you the most about writing? And, were there any new revelations that came to you as part of this writing process?
Yes, I what surprised me the most is how healing writing is. I didn't know how cathartic it would make me feel. Like it I wrote families to my I wrote letters to my family through my whole journey because we were so far away, and instead of making 8, 9, 10 different phone calls, the same phone call, but to different people, it was easy for me to write down everything that was going on. And I did share some things publicly. So being able to write and share things publicly with people, but it's all the behind the scenes that was going on that nobody saw but me. And writing all of that down, that's what got me through this. And it was very, very healing for me.
I'm so glad to hear that. And you had said it just earlier now about, for other people going through cancer, that with the right tools, the right mindset, gratitude, the right mentor, they can get through this. So what else do you want your readers to understand from your chapter? What are like maybe one major takeaway that you want everyone to understand? Tammy? Oh boy. This is what happens when we have a mojo overload. So let's pause here for a moment. I'm going to take Tammy off the screen and hopefully she'll come back to us to finish out the thought. And yes, writing can be very cathartic indeed. So pause for one moment. Tammy, welcome back. So many major takeaways from the book. Let's just leave it at that. And so much so it was a mojo overload. So as you were saying, I wanted to ask you, as the cancer mentor in writing this chapter, what you wanted people to really take away from reading, or even maybe someone that doesn't even have that experience or they know of a loved one. How might they be better able to relate to what other people are going through?
Right, exactly. I'd like them to maybe understand how gratitude and laughter are two things that are so incredibly important that everyone needs. I was grateful for every hurdle I passed. I was grateful for every morning that I woke up, and I could go on and on and on for everything that I was grateful for, the time that I spent with my family. But you also have to have things that you can laugh at. I laughed at myself almost every single day. And if laughing is too much for you, at least smile. Smiling is it just it can change your attitude in a split second, and having a great attitude, having a stubborn attitude, maybe, like my mother would say, to get you through all this. Being grateful and laughter are the two biggest things I would like them to take away from this chapter.
Oh my gosh. I mean, laughter is my favorite subject, Tammy. I have a laughter yoga background. We interviewed Katie Mag, and if you haven't gotten a chance to get to
Yes,
Katie, Katie is a laughter yoga leader as well, and she often works with, cancer groups and to
that's
teach them.
fantastic.
So I'm so glad you mentioned that. And laughing at yourself. Oh my gosh. Yes. Seeing the humor still, right? Despite this very traumatic and troubling time.
Absolutely. I was so upset and devastated when I lost my hair that, when I at the beginning, when they shaved my head, I was kind of making jokes like, "Oh, bald is the new sexy," like, look at me, I'm bald. And then it got to be, this is pretty cool, I'm bald. And just have fun with it. I don't know, it's hard to explain unless you've been in our shoes, for the ones that have cancer going through all of this. But it's just finding laughter is, it'll change your day.
So everyone, you heard it here first. Bald is the new sexy. I love that, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to spotlight you now because I want to hear about what's next. And I think you've got a free sort of offer or gift, a free gift for everyone who is
Yes,
involved in Cinderella Monologues and showing their support and encouragement for our books. And so I'd love for you to talk a little bit about what you have on hand for everyone. So just a minute here. I'm going to switch you around. All right, and take it away.
absolutely. Thank you. So, my present business is Be Beautiful Beyond Your Diagnosis. And beautiful is BEYOUTIFUL. And I have programs, courses, and group trainings in that. Also, for what's next for me is I have my own book that's going to be coming out where I'm sharing the behind the scenes look of everything that happened during treatments, during chemo, all different sorts of things. And there's actually quite a bit of humor in it, which I'm very glad that there is. Um, I also have another collaboration book that's coming out with Deborah J. Hollick, and it's called Live Life in Wow. I had to write this down so I could remember. Nuggets of Wonder, Openness, and Wisdom. And eventually, I would love to be able to host the most amazing, healing, fun retreats. And my gift is that I custom designed a 90-page cancer tracker and journal. And I'm giving 11 of those pages to you for free when you go to beautiful.health. So it's BEYOUTIFUL.health. And put in your name and your email, and you can download those free 11 pages. And then you can also get the full 90-page editable version for $15.55 on my site as well. So thank you, Olivia, for that. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Oh my gosh. So I love that you're expanding upon the chapter and moving forward and mentoring others still, right, in their journey.
Yes,
Um, because sometimes I can only imagine it's so overwhelming to hit the news, to get hit with the news, and then you're like, now what? Where do I go? Where do I go? And so to have
yes,
someone like you having gone through it to really guide and be that positive light that, hey, like this is something that you can take ownership of.
absolutely. It gives me chills, and it warms my heart that I'm able to be there and help others on this, because it is not a very fun journey to go down, and especially to not go down it by yourself. I felt very alone during my journey because my family lives 3,000 miles away from me. And even though my boyfriend was there, he didn't understand, or he didn't get a lot of the things that were going on. And when I talked with my family, they didn't understand everything, or really know how I was feeling. And I don't want anyone else to feel like that. So if you or someone you know that is has just been told those three little devastating words, you have cancer, I'm here. We can talk, chat.
Excellent. And so please connect with Tammy and all her socials. So she's got a link tree here for you. So go ahead and bookmark this. It'll bring up everything on where you can follow Tammy. And I'm so glad you're going to be live life in wow.
Yes,
So
that's
that's
very
amazing.
exciting. Yes, I was very honored when Deborah asked me. So this is exciting for me.
And you're not alone because I think Katie's going to be in it, myself, and Mila.
That's awesome.
So I just love this environment because, like you said, writing is so cathartic. And so imagine like your next chapter, the new lessons that might come from that too. And I love to see our authors, going above and beyond, just expanding their story. Because it takes chapter by chapter, and then you eventually have your full book, right? That's what Mila always says. And so we're just
Yes,
working our chapter one at a time, getting into that practice of writing, healing ourselves through it, so that way we can have an even more beautiful message to share. And I love how you emphasize the you, like beautiful.
yes. Well, being you. Don't change for anyone. And going through cancer, it changes so much of you. Just be yourself. Be you through this whole journey. And like I said, gratitude and laughter, and you'll get through it.
Indeed, indeed. So also here is Tammy's Facebook page. So go ahead and follow her on that. And then of course she's also on IG, Instagram. So there's her handle. So I encourage you to get to know Tammy even further. And please, I mean, she has put together an amazing resource guide for you. You can, get the resource. Imagine this, get the resource and have it next to you when you read the Cinderella monologues, right? So that's awesome. What an amazing offer. Thank you so much, Tammy. All right. So we will catch you all again tomorrow for another beautiful author spotlight. Tammy, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that we've crossed paths through this book project, and looking forward to seeing, you blossom and how many others you can help along their healing journey.
This is amazing. Thank you so much, Olivia. I really greatly appreciate this. And to Mila as well for for offering or for having me in this collaboration. I really appreciate it.
Wonderful. All right, Tammy, thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye
You
for
too.
now.
Bye bye.